I'm here. I know I'm a few days late and behind on, the other things I review, but I'm here to talk about Digimon Ghost Game. Why that over Vanguard or Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. But we will do it. And do not worry, starting next week, things are going to get a lot more stable around here. Probably, maybe, potentially, we'll see, but things are looking good to start getting stuff out more on a regular schedule. But for now, let us talk about the birds. But not just any birds. The birds! These are the birds that the government killed and replaced with robots to spy on us! This is not a joke, by the way. This is an actual conspiracy theory people believe. Look it up. It's very strange. But yeah, no. So this week's episode, once again, took a concept that sounds ridiculous, but went ahead and made it creepy just by the sheer number of birds that, what was it called? Yatamon was controlling to get him to do stuff for him, i.e. amass a giant army of birds for reasons never made 100% clear. I guess he just wanted to amass an army of birds. Okay, I mean, look, still better motivation than frickin' Myotismon. But anyways, yeah, so the plot this week is we open with showing one of Ruli's friends who keeps a sparrow, and she likes posting pictures of the sparrow on Instagram so that way everyone can, mock the bird that's trapped in a cage for its whole life. And she's going to take another picture so she can continue the bird's torture and showing it the free world through the phone. But as she does, she finds out that liberation has come and an army of crows has come to free her sparrow, again for reasons. We also saw that, I'll get into that in a minute. I should probably explain my stance on birds, just in case I don't offend anyone. I've never been crazy about keeping a pet bird. For starters, they shit a lot, but also birds fly. They're in the air. If you have a pet bird, this is nothing against you, just kind of is the bird happy? Does it try to murder you in your sleep for its freedom? These are things I've always wondered about birds. No one I know keeps birds. I personally kept guinea pigs growing up. Why? Because guinea pigs are the cutest animals on the planet. I don't care what you think. You are welcome to have every different opinion against me you want. You are welcome to hate Wonder Woman 84. You are welcome to like Shadowverse. All of that is fine. But we cannot disagree that guinea pigs are the cutest creatures on the planet. It's true. But anyways, also we need a guinea pig Digimon. Anyways. But yeah, no, so the bird gets loose, and what's kind of interesting in this episode is I almost feel like we're still going on my theory from last week that as more Digimon encounters happen in the world, it's sort of coming to collisions with humans more. Because the big aspect of this guy is we just kind of have this weird guy. He's just some lunatic who's obsessed with birds who kind of starts helping Yatamon out. I hope I'm getting this right that it's Yatamon. It wasn't Chromon. Or was it? I don't care. Helping the big bird Digimon. But yeah, no, we see that this guy is just helping the bird. We don't know who he is. He doesn't have a backstory. We don't know what his deal or motivation is. He just wants to liberate birds. And there's something kind of creepy about that. There's something creepy about the idea that he's just this weird looking guy who just comes out of nowhere and just makes a deal with this Digimon. I think someone else, I didn't watch the video, in their video called him a grown-up Digidestin. But it is interesting to think about that now Digimon are starting to communicate more with humans. It's not just our main characters. They are just finding people with a common interest and then kind of doing stuff with them, i.e. bird liberation. I don't know, I thought it was pretty interesting, and I like how this guy didn't have a resolution. I kept expecting at the end of the episode, Hero or whoever was gonna have a heart-to-heart with him. It's look man, some people keep pet birds. You just gotta let them suffer in silence. That's capitalism. But no, it was just kind of the birds flew off, this guy's crying, and the kids are well, we'll leave him alone. He'll probably get, killed or something. Who cares? And yeah, that was it. And there's something just kind of creepy about it. But yeah, no, so then the big thing about this episode, apart from that, is this feels like the first episode where our trio is really a trio. Because in the last episode, they just wound up finding the one guy. I'll get his name right eventually. They just wound up being there in the same place as him and Jellymon. But this episode, we really kind of just saw them together and interacting. And from the start, they're like, okay, we have to deal with this situation together. And I think that's actually kind of a neat idea. I always like the idea, I've brought this up before, about just seeing everyone interact and how they bounce off each other and how they play. And I think it kind of works here. You've got Hero, who's kind of your, like, hero. Well, yeah, that's why they called him Hero, but, like, your main hero, he's very even-tempered, he's very quick-thinking, he can very much deal with situations in the moment. You have Ruli, who's more sort of like the sort of go-getter, energetic, the one to sort of take command and deal with a situation, and then you have the other guy who's smart, but obviously very, like, unsure of himself and very scared, and I think they do a nice dynamic. I also like that he also just gets a scene with Gamamon when he's setting his stuff up, and Gamamon's about to break it. That's kind of fun. I also like their sting operation was kind of fun. I like how the clues for how to deal with the situation were there in front of you the whole time. It was the locks, so figuring out how he manipulates the locks was the right thing to do, and sort of like finding a pattern to it and figuring out where he was going to hit up next wound up being the key to things. I think that's very strategic, and it feels like something I could see kids coming up with. A lot more than hacking a karaoke bar. But yeah, no, so then they get to the bird sanctuary place where, of course, the big issue is that here you've got eagles, condors, the ultimate killer bird, swans. Swans are evil. Like, don't trust swans. The Queen of England owns all the swans in England, whatever that's supposed to mean. If she's got the swans, fuck the Navy. She'll kill everyone with the swans. But yeah, no, so the idea is they'll go in and get these other birds. I guess that, yeah, it's a threat. They can attack people, and I'm kind of like, he's a fucking Digimon! He's a lot more dangerous than any fucking bird! So yeah, no, they go there, they of course go, and they do the thing where they put the other Digimon in the digital world, which I guess means that that guy wasn't a Digidestined, because he then didn't go with them. But yeah, no, so they go, they fight. Gamamon unveils the second of his 3 champion forms, the blue one, which of course, I like that they made a deal that it glides, not flies. It's just, you just see it nondescriptly flying, which is always a problem I have in a lot of shows that have someone gliding and mixing up it with flying. But here it was a plot point, which I quite liked. Although I would have liked it if maybe, like, Angoromon used, like, his helicopter ears to, like, help him lift. I thought that would have been some good teamwork, but that was fine. Although it is a little annoying that Gamamon has his second of his 3 champion forms before the other 2 have gotten even one. I don't know, I feel like, yeah, Hero and Gamamon are the stars, ultimately, but I kind of prefer it, and I brought this up with the 2020 one, where I prefer it where everyone kind of gets their power-ups equally. Even if, you know, the MC will get the coolest one of all, at least when they, like, kind of space it out a bit, I think it's a little bit better, but I kind of have a feeling we'll see all 3 of Gamamon's forms before the other 2 get theirs. But that's ultimately just kind of a pet peeve more than anything else. But yeah, no, so in the end, they get Yatamon to leave. I really hope I'm right that it's Yatamon. They get him to leave kind of just because, and a bunch of the birds go with him, except the sparrow, who of course has Stockholm Syndrome, decides to go back to the owner. Again, if birds actually do bond with you, I'm not trying to, like, offend anyone, I'm just trying to, like, pick an easy joke. But yeah, that's just kind of what that feels like to me. And then the episode kind of stops. And I'm noticing a lot of these episodes kind of just stop. They don't really have what feel like actual conclusions. They just resolve whatever needs to get resolved and then cuts to credits. It's not a super big problem because Yu-Gi-Oh! Does that a lot, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's different because there's usually one ongoing story, where these have all been one-offs. But yeah, no, it's not a big deal by any stretch. And then it ends, and credits, and clip for next week. And yeah, that's it. That was this week's episode of Digimon. I'm kind of hoping we start getting some bigger motivations soon. Not that I really have a problem with it. I like these characters. I like these one-off adventures, but they are starting to get a little samey in structure. And the fact that this Digimon didn't even, like, have any real motivation and was just kind of doing it because it felt like it, I feel like kind of maybe, unless it really turns out that I'm right and that this is all building to the idea of Digimon integrating with humans more. But even then, I kind of feel like it not talking was just kind of weak sauce to me. But tell me what you thought about this episode below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week where I hope to get everything out on time. Will I succeed? We'll find out.